Ryan Garcia rips Shakur Stevenson, says he's been arrogant since the amateurs, calls him boring, the whole 9 yards. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, the whole world of boxing, at least, seems to be talking about Shakur Stevenson, and unfortunately for Shakur, it's not in the best way. Many people felt that he underperformed versus Edwin De Los Santos, one of those people being Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia took to his social media and says, quote, "Imagine going to the fight for Formula One weekend. I would ask for my money back and go straight to bed. That's how sleepy I'd be from being there," meaning at Shakur's fight. "Tell me who wins. I can't keep my eyes open. Good night." So he said he's tapping out. He says, and I quote, "Shakur Stevenson, he's been getting on my nerves since the amateurs. He's so arrogant, and I don't say that about nobody. But man, he just walks around like his ish don't stink, and he talks ish about everybody and thinks he's some type of dude who knows everything about boxing. Well, if you knew everything about boxing, then why the hell did you not get to De Los Santos? He was scared of him and didn't throw any punches. He has to humble himself a little bit. You're boring as ish, and everybody knows it. That was boring. That was the best night of sleep I've ever had," says Ryan Garcia. Wow. So Ryan Garcia absolutely went in on Shakur Stevenson. And my thing is this. On my channel, I'm a fair critic, fair but firm, like Mills Lane. And I call a spade a spade. The Shakur fight simply wasn't entertaining at all, right? Both of them combined for like a career low, or like basically top 5 low CompuBox for a title fight. This was a fight for a title. Normally you see guys get up for title fights where they're so energized and it's just like a man on fire. Like I've seen guys and the title's on the line, like even Errol Spence. Let's say Errol Spence versus Kell Brook. He got hurt early in that fight, if you guys pay attention. But Errol Spence was a man on fire, Denzel Washington style. I wish you had more time, huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a bomb strapped to the back of your... And I just feel like Errol Spence wasn't leaving the UK without Kell Brook's title. That's how like possessed he fought. He fought like a man possessed, trying to get that title because he knew he had talked a lot and called out Kell Brook for a minute, and he was off a 9-month inactivity dry spell. But none of that mattered. Errol Spence wasn't leaving Sheffield. So basically, realistically, he wasn't leaving there without Kell Brook's IBF title, and he did just that, right? You even look at more recently, Errol Spence's opponent, Terrence Crawford. I mean, everything worked for him on that given night, and he beat Errol Spence, and he did it in dominant fashion. He wasn't leaving unless he was leaving undisputed. And you guys got to salute these types of performances in boxing. But on the other hand, Shakur had the opportunity to be a 3-division champion, which he now is, but I can't say that was his best work. I mean, even himself, he says it was a bad performance, and, it wasn't a night. And the thing that I didn't prefer from Shakur is a little bit all over the place and almost passive aggressive. You yourself admitted that it was a bad performance and said you had to apologize to Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, your big bros and your mentors, given that performance. But then when others critique him, he seems like he's almost mad, like, "Get off my nut. Oh, you guys are just saying this." And the booze guy, and he seems defensive, talking about, and like for me, one thing that I've never really liked, I'm from the Bay Area, right? And you learn at a young age, you gotta like stand 10 toes down on the things you do and say. If you make a mistake, own the mistake, get past the mistake, and keep it rocking. But one thing I don't like to see is when something happens and transpires, and then after the fact, it's a bunch of excuses and or rationales or reasons why it happened. But this is not none of what you were saying before, right? And even further than that, when people are under some type of scrutiny, being taken to court, being sued, and then they try to bring other people down when the conversation is like a deflection tactic. The conversation is about you. The conversation is not about past greats. Like, so for Shakur Stevenson, he's saying stuff and he's not, a man got to be congruent with what he says. And to me, Shakur is not being congruent with what he's saying. He's saying he don't care. Fight week, before the fight, he says he had to learn to stop listening to the media and he don't really care. He fights for him and his family. He don't really care what people are saying. But then he seems like he does care based on how defensive he gets when there's criticism from myself, Ryan Garcia, fans. He's like, man, the greats got booed. You don't have to lump the greats. Like, he's posting clips of Floyd Mayweather versus Baltimore. Bro, that fight was probably before you were born or when you were a little kid. What does that have to do with how you perform versus Edwin De Los Santos? And you see Top Rank, Bob Arum, they're starting to come out with the excuse book as to why Shakur Stevenson looked like that. But at the end of the day, none of that will save you. We seen what we seen. People didn't value the performance from either guy. It wasn't the type of fight people thought it was going to be. And you just live and learn and move on. People don't care about, oh, his hand was fractured. One minute they're saying it's his hands. The next minute they're saying it's his shoulder. And he had to see several doctors and various ailments and all these types of things. All we know is the commission let you fight. You signed on the dotted line. You talked your talk. Edwin talked his talk. And that's what y'all delivered us. So you can't really be surprised by Ryan Garcia. And Shakur and Ryan have had back and forth in the past where they've said this, that, and the third about each other. And you got to understand, when you create enemies, when you create ops, when you are boastful, like Ryan Garcia is saying, this guy's been arrogant since the amateurs. You got to understand it comes with the territory. If you have an off night, then people are loving it. And you got to just embrace that. Or give them nothing to speak about by always making sure you perform and get through it in more of a sensational fashion. And then at that point, like Floyd is the gold standard. Floyd talked his talk. People didn't like him. They thought he was, they tried to vilify him and all this type of stuff. But his performances, no matter who, you could take Maidana fight, Shane Mosley. He always acquitted himself so well. At the end of the day, you couldn't really say much. I mean, you could say, oh, Shane Mosley rocked you. Okay, but what happened after that? Shane Mosley didn't rock him for the rest of the fight, and he started piecing Shane Mosley up. So you have to tell the whole tale. We watched the Shakur Edwin De Los Santos fight from start to finish, and the consensus seems to be the same. And this is not just Ryan Garcia or Boxingego saying these things. Steven Jackson, he's like, man, I was rooting for you. I'm rooting for you to do well, but that's not it. People don't want to see that, bro. And I think Shakur really, with that type of performance, it was so lackluster, it really pushed him back a bit, because you were talking about Devin and you wanted more than 25%. Some people were arguing on your behalf saying you'll beat Gervonta Davis. None of that, I'm not saying this is who you are or you can't get better or anything like that. But at the end of the day, based on that, you fought a dangerous southpaw. Tank is a more dangerous southpaw. That performance is not going to make people believers that you can beat Tank, or believers that you should get more money versus Devin Haney. And he's about to fight Regis Prograis, a very dangerous southpaw at a higher weight class. And imagine how Devin will progress. Devin, I think, is the favorite, but imagine if Devin gets past Regis Prograis and it's not the type of fight that you just had, then that's gonna move Devin Haney further along, because he already has the better resume fighting the Lomachenkos, Kambosos in the AMs or not in the amateurs, but in Australia. And Shakur, you had the toughest fight on paper, really an unknown but dangerous southpaw, and you fought overly cautious. Devin Haney's about to fight at a higher weight class against a dangerous southpaw who's also a champion. Edwin De Los Santos never been a champion. So it's like, if Devin gets past that, and I'm not saying he will, it's a great fight, but if he does get past it, he has to move further than Shakur Stevenson. He's been undisputed, something Shakur hasn't. He has the better resume. He fought another very veteran, established, crafty southpaw in Lomachenko, and now he's fighting another dangerous southpaw with a different awkward style in a higher weight class. Shakur fought the best name on his whole resume, to me, a guy who was a live dog, very live. I said that before the fight, and he put up a stinker and didn't look like he wanted to engage. Devin Haney has to move past him. So as far as Ryan Garcia and other people saying these things, I mean, it comes with the territory. Let me know what you guys think. I am the best in the business, and it's not even close, bro. Like, I'm smoking everything moving for the remainder of the year and beyond. Subscribe to my channel. It's free for all your boxing news. This is your one-stop shop. You dig, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.